Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Making Sales Social Live. I'm Bob Woods, and with me today, as always, is Bryn Tillman, the LinkedIn Whisperer. How you doing today, Bryn?
I am awesome, Bob. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you very much. Today we're going to talk a little bit about your efforts to start more sales conversations on LinkedIn. So, social sellers like us should look for different avenues to engage with their prospects. And there are all different kinds of avenues that you can travel. Your own posts to your news feed, as so it shows up in everyone else's news feeds, hopefully, is obviously one way to do it. But why not take that a step further? Engaging in other people's content is a great way to amplify your own voice and reach folks you may not have access to in your own posts. So I was actually on Clubhouse about 8 months ago now, where there was a gal talking. She got her first several pieces of business from doing this specifically, didn't even have any of her own content posted yet. But just by starting conversations in other people's posts, she got legit business out of it. So this is just as big, in my opinion, as doing your own post. Would you agree with that, Bren?
Yeah, and not only is it powerful, like you post, and we'll talk about all different ways to
Yep,
engage on other people's
specifically.
content, but you post content, it's we definitely teach you how to get it in front of more of the right people. But
Mhm.
imagine the ability to get in front of more of the right people simply by finding and engaging on the right people's content and the commenters of those content. It also, by the way, has a huge impact on the algorithm. So when you engage on other people's content, they'll start to see your content. So it does a lot of magic things. So let's go through. I know we have a list and I always go rogue. So bring me back in.
Let's go rogue. Let's go rogue. But I do think it's it's interesting that LinkedIn's algorithm actually recognizes just your work on LinkedIn in general, because I think in that way it keeps out some of the more lurker people who may just post definitely when you do this, just posting, great answer or great post or whatever, definitely doesn't do it. You have to do it the right way. And we'll go through those right ways as we go through probably the three main ways to actually execute on
Okay.
this. And the first way is people within your own network. That's number one.
Yeah. So you can actually, I mean, there's lots of ways to do this. Obviously, you can look through your news feed, but that is a lot of noise. You can actually search posts of your first degree connections within the last 24 hours, within the last week. Like we can search posts specifically posted by our first degree connections. I think that's what I think that the purpose of this now is to get rid of the sponsored ads, to get rid of even the people in your network that are liking or engaging on posts. These are literally posts that your network have shared. So this is a great way to scroll through some of these and look at the author of that post. Look at who's posting, and also look at the content, right? Is this content that you can talk to, that you can bring additional insights to? So you
Additional
can,
value.
yeah, you can like or react, right? There's lots of reactions. And by the way, just a thumbs up is sort of a boring reaction. If choose the curious guy or the celebrate or the insights,
Insight.
you're going to
Yeah.
stand out more. So that's number one. Number two, your comment. As Bob was stating before, just saying great post is not going to get you real engagement. Although it can help in the algorithm, it certainly will not help in the conversations.
Right.
So, right. So take a look at the content and yes, and it. Don't contradict the poster, because we want to build rapport and relationship. You can challenge insights once you have a better rapport with someone, but if you are just going in cold, don't necessarily challenge them the first time with an idea. Yes, and them. great insights. One of the ways we've done this is, or one of the ways we've seen this, or our clients do. And so, yes, and them. It's a positive response. And look at the people that are commenting, engage with them as well.
And that's especially important if they're second degrees, because these are people who don't normally see you, because just from the very fact that you're not their first degree people. So when you engage with those people, if you start like a good conversation within the comments, which happens all the time, I've seen it, I've been a part of it, you then have a reason to reach out and ask for a connection with them if they don't ask for a connection with you. I've seen that happen as well.
Me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. What's our number two?
Number two, numero dos, well-known people in your industry.
Oh, this is fun, right?
Yes.
So there are many people in the sales industry that share incredible content that if I go engage with both that author, so it's not just in my network, they don't even have to be a first degree connection, but we can engage on their content and in the commenters. Now, one of the magic around this, so like let's say Tony Robbins is attracting your ideal
No,
prospect.
actually, that's actually influencers on LinkedIn is going to be the third one.
Okay, so
We actually have a separate one. So like well-known people
wow.
in your industry. Yeah. So I
Okay,
mean, if you're in mechanical engineering, and there are voices in mechanical and engineering. I don't know who they are personally, but I wouldn't doubt for a second that there are those influencers. Take everything that we've said in your own network and just apply that to those well-known people in your industry, whatever that is, because they are also attracting the type of people who you want to start sales conversations with. But you're going beyond your own network at this point. So each point that we're bringing you is kind of expanding your reach more and more. So first of all, we started with your own network, which is smaller, yet it could still be very influential. Next, you're going to the well-known people in your industry. Wider, still has the people who you want to talk to, and you've got a very good chance of starting conversations online that could be then taken offline into sales conversations.
awesome. So Adele asked, how do we use the search tool to see first degree connections posts in the last 24 hours? Do we need Sales Navigator to do this? You don't. If you go to the search bar and hit enter, so just put your cursor in the search bar and hit enter, you're going to see posts is one of the things that you can search on, and you'll see other filters. One is will give you
Yeah,
that 24
first
hour.
degree is definitely one of them, and what's nice is you can search your first degrees, and let's just say you wanna see if your first degrees are talking about, let's go back to the mechanical engineering one. Something in mechanical engineering, you can type that in as a keyword, and that will then show you all of the posts that your first degrees have been talking about whatever subject that is in mechanical engineering. So you can search by keyword by using that as well.
And that may even be a way for you to find subject matter experts,
Yes.
right? So
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's
so
all a
that's
it's all a
awesome.
big old circle, folks, all a big old circle, and it's all there to help you.
So
So
can I just share one more thing for subject matter experts? If you're challenged in finding them, consider looking in some, you're going to think I'm crazy, Bob, but consider joining groups, industry
that's
groups.
not
I
crazy at
know
all.
I said it.
I
So,
know.
because you will find the groups are difficult to engage in, but you may find posts of subject matter experts inside of those groups, and those are people that are posting on those topics. So it's a great way to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we harp and gripe on about groups just because of what LinkedIn has done to them and everything. But keep in mind, there are still some very good LinkedIn groups out there and that are very active and have good conversations going on. You just got to go and find them.
Okay, can I talk about Tony Robbins now?
You could talk about Tony Robbins now because now we're talking about the more general type of influencers on LinkedIn. So kind of think Instagram or TikTok influencers, but specifically for LinkedIn and specifically for LinkedIn related topics. Please don't dance in videos on LinkedIn. Go ahead.
Oh, bummer. I was thinking
Yeah, I
about
know. I hear you.
dancing in today's video. Here, I'm dancing on LinkedIn. Don't
No,
tell
no,
anyone.
no, no.
Okay.
Actually, it was good.
Okay. So one of the greatest ways to
Mhm.
engage on other people's content on LinkedIn is to find the big influence, the people that have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and even millions of followers. So there's a few things that we can do on this, but when we find their content, not only can we add our thought leadership around that topic, but it's a magnet of hundreds of commenters that allow us to engage. Now, we're going to take it from engaging. So we engage, put our 2 cents in, then we go in and we look at the commenters and they have smart comments. We hit like, we vet them, we open, and I right click, open a new tab, take a look at their profile and say, is this someone I'd want to connect with? If it is, you've already liked their maybe even commented on their comment, but now reach out if it's Tony Robbins and say, hey Bob, I noticed you're engaging on Tony Robbins content. I think he's brilliant. I recently listened to a podcast he was on around topics X, Y, and Z. I'd love to connect, and if you're interested, let me know. I'll send you a link. And now we can move it from being a comment to a connection. And then our goal is to turn that connection into a conversation. And we do that by bringing value, but start with a conversation around that subject matter expert that you have in common. Then you can ask them, what other content do you consume? Do you like content around, in our sales, or so in my case, social selling? If they say yes, I can offer, hey, we've got some great free resources. Are you interested? All permission based, and we can lead them to our solution. So
Mhm.
engaging on the content in a smart way, with not randomly, have a plan while you're going to do this.
Yep.
And now one last thing,
Oh,
which
oh.
go, you go, Bob's turn.
I am just so excited about this, and I'm pretty sure that this is what Bryn was going to bring up, but I think this is so exciting that I am taking control. I'm going to mute Bryn
Okay.
now. I'm kidding. I won't do that. I don't even think I can. So, you can actually take this one step further with your first degrees in that you can search like Tony Robbins, followers of. And this is a special filter that anyone has access to in LinkedIn, in the regular LinkedIn. And by the way, this is not available in Sales Navigator. This is just linked
Right
in
now, that could change.
right now. Yeah. As of this date right now, it could change. But when you go to search for people and you go to all filters, there's a section that says followers of. You can add a creator. You can type in Tony Robbins there. And then for connections, you just click your first degree connections there. You can see who among your first degree connections follows Tony Robbins. And then from there, because they're already connected with you, but let's just say you haven't spoken to them in a while, or they might be a prospect of yours that you're taking through your sales funnel, you can engage with that person on Tony Robbins related stuff because they are followers of Tony Robbins. So, and that's any creator. So you can see, or I mean, you can engage with them on stuff that Tony Robbins has posted. It's absolutely brilliant because they're your first degree already. They should know about you, and because you have a shared interest, it's much easier to start that conversation.
So, and yes,
And
and
yes, and
in the comments of Tony Robbins, because they're, well, you could just mention them at Bob Woods. Thought you'd love this article. Thought you didn't. As a follower of Tony Robbins, I thought you would love this. That is an appropriate way if you know them and they know you and you're first. I mean, you could do it as second degree if you know them, but then you should be connected. Right, but you can mention them. Now, don't go mentioning 75 people. Maybe 2 or 3, and don't do them all in one unless they know each other. Or maybe you can do 2 or 3. As Tony Robbins fans, I thought you guys would enjoy this. And you can mention them. It's not self-promoting, so they're not going to feel the same spam, but make sure they know you. Don't search your first degree connections and say, gosh, I have absolutely no idea who this person is and I'm going to mention them. What you can do is send it to them. So beneath the post, there's a send button. So you can send it into their inbox and type it. So you're not publicly mentioning them, but you're privately saying, hey, as a Tony Robbins follower, thought you might really enjoy this. Let me know what you think. And they're like, wow, not only, like, they really know who I am. And a lot of times they're like, wow, I'm pretty impressed. I don't remember this person, but they know I'm a Tony Robbins fan. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. 100%. So, I mean, all of the, I don't get dancing on any platform. Maybe it's me. Well, that's probably because the algorithms on those platforms know that you don't like dancing or you don't like watching dancing. So, anyhow,
I'm
yeah,
obsessed with some of them, but that's okay, the dancing.
some of them are really good. I won't deny that.
I
Some of
yeah.
them are really good.
Yeah.
But
Well, every once in a while when I'm walking my dog, I'll go through some of
um,
those dances on TikTok now. Anyway. Yeah.
so yeah,
So do we go through everything?
we went through everything, and I like how we did it too because we started small and then we built even more too. So you can work on your own network at first, and then when you kind of, tap that out or whatever you want to say, you go to well-known people within your industry and then influencers on LinkedIn too, or run all three of them at once and see the results you get. But I've got a really good feeling that you will get results from this because you're already using your trusted authority, adding value and showing these people that you are the person that you say they are, and they may want to have a conversation with you, and
And
hopefully they
do
will, and they should.
Yeah, and do it with a plan. Don't do random
Yes.
acts. Like, go in with a purpose, right? That's I think that's really, really important. Oh, hi, Tim. I approve of videos of Bryn's grandbaby dancing. She does, and that's on Facebook. Thank you,
Yeah,
Tim. My
that's
granddaughter
funny.
is a dancer. You put
That's
on a little
funny.
Encanto and she goes nuts. But thank you. But that's for Facebook. I don't do it on LinkedIn. So,
Yes, exactly. So,
all right. So let's bring this
so
in for a
yeah,
landing.
yeah, we're going to take this home. Thanks again for joining us on Making Sales Social Live. If you're with us here live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter right now, we do this sucker every week. So keep an eye out for our live sessions. If you're listening to us on our podcast, which means you're listening to the recorded version and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe or follow button to access all of our previous shows and be alerted when new ones drop. If you want more information about our podcasts, go to socialsaleslink.com/podcast. Again, that's socialsaleslink.com/podcast. So we do 2 shows weekly, this one and our Making Sales Social interview series, where we talk with leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and many, many more areas. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. Thank you to everyone in the comments who commented today with us live as well. And remember, when you're out and about, be sure to make your sales
Social.